Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this one we'll be looking at this absolutely stunning Sony Walkman, the WM-25. As with the other videos, we'll be having a look at the condition, I'll point out a few of its features, and then we'll pop a tape in and I'll demo it in action. So this was released in 1986. It has this lovely square look to it, very simple, a nice quality made item, black with the blue accents, and also the chrome of the buttons all works really nicely together. And then this would have had a kind of a shoulder strap that would have gone on there. Condition wise, we can see on the front it's pretty good for its age. There's some light hazing or scratching, whatever you want to call it, just on here. I've polished them out as best as I could, and it's nice to have the It's a Sony sticker still there. Coming around to the side, we can see the first of our functions. I'll just focus us in. So you can choose between normal or your metal tape. It has the Dolby noise reduction, so this is one of the first Sony Walkmans to include this, which also accompanied an increase in price of around a third. So you have that in there, the headphone jack and the volume. On the other side, nothing to see. On the rear we have the, again, so there's some a couple of slightly more obvious scratches just there and there, and then you've got your kind of normal hazing. I always try and make it look as bad as possible on the screen. And then the battery bay. So as with a lot of these, the tab here had broken off, so what I've done is I've attached a new little tab just in there and replaced some felt. And what that means is when it doesn't have a battery in, so when you put it in, you just kind of just hook the metal part in. When it doesn't have a battery in, it's reasonably secure. You can shake it out, and then when it has a battery in, it's almost about 95% secure. Much better than having a piece of tape stuck over the top. Looking at the bottom, I believe this maybe shared some parts with some of the other Walkmans, because as we can see down here on the bottom, it says WM14/24/25, so maybe shares some of the mechanism. And then there's a DC input there. I haven't actually tested that, and I only just noticed it, so that's there. And then looking at the top, we have fast forward, rewind, play and stop. One other thing I forgot to notice is, because there's basically, you've got some obvious screws here, but this back has been taken off without the additional screws, which are here and here, being removed. So what I've done as part of the restoration, in which I went in and cleaned everything out and changed the belts, I've also kind of repaired that internally, but you do have a crack just there on the corner. Thankfully it didn't break the case here. I've just resecured the post on the inside. So there's that, and then if you wanted to have a look inside, that's your inner parts. And what's nice is, you'll see when we have the tape, is when you stop and eject, it actually kind of pings the tape out, which is nice. So that's a look at this. A really stunning design, just very mild wear to the front, slightly deeper, couple of scratches there, a repair to here which kind of keeps it in place about 90% of the time without batteries, and about 95% of the time with batteries, and a crack there. But other than that, don't let that deceive you. This is one absolutely gorgeous unit in the hand. So let's have a look at it in action. So it's two AA's. And as you can see, just pop the tab in first, and then slide that on. And as you can see, that then stays in place absolutely fine. For this demonstration, I'll be popping in Laura Branigan, which also features that hit track self-control. Shameless plug, both the Walkman, this tape, and a number of other 80s and 90s tapes will be going on my eBay store shortly after filming. So pop the tape in. You simply go down to the metal tab at the bottom and then seat it in. And in theory, you can actually, I haven't got the speakers in, you can press play. It doesn't really matter if this is open or closed. And that feature that I mentioned was you can press stop, and then when it's open, you press it again and it ejects it really nicely like that. It's one of my favourite features on this, besides the Dolby noise reduction. If you have the lid closed, it'll kind of just force it open. I don't think it's really meant to do that. It's much nicer if you just open it up, and then you would just eject it out like that. Really nice and really crisp. So I'll pop Laura back in there, and then we will plug in just these passive SRS3 speakers. Make sure we're not too loud, and as I play I'll chop in and out so I don't get a copyright strike. I'm just using it under fair use. So away we go now. You've got the battery light that comes on. It's tapes at the beginning, so it's just going to start coming in now. And that's just low volume, really crisp, really nice. So that's all the way off, and then really nice. And so what I'll demonstrate here is if I change between normal and metal, you may hear a slight change. You won't hear it too much, sometimes you do. But now we'll listen to the Dolby noise reduction. So this is off, and this is on. So it really does take it out. So there's the noise reduction on, and then off, on, and off. So you can really hear the difference there. And stop that. So I'll also mention, as well as cleaning it out and everything, this is weird. So usually I do a speed calibration using software. For some reason it didn't like this one. It wouldn't recognize the signal. But what I have done is I've done speed calibration by ear, where I've played certain cassettes versus sources online, and then made sure that they stay synced up for the track. So if there's any variance, it'll be very small. I'll demo a couple of the other bits. So you've got your fast forward, all working absolutely fine. Rewind, and then there we go. Yeah, so forward, backwards, and then we'll have a little bit more of the music. Normal, noise reduction. Oh, what an absolutely stunning bit of kit. So we'll chop that down and unplug and come to our conclusions. So this was the 1986 Sony Walkman WM-25. Very nice condition, except for the parts that I pointed out earlier in the video. It has the normal or metal, Dolby noise reduction, lovely crisp loud sound coming out, calibrated by ear, opened up and cleaned out, and a new belt done. Just a really nice Walkman. And that's about it. If you want to know anything else, just drop it in the comments. Other than that, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps me grow. I'm kind of at 400 and a bit subscribers in a minute. It'd be great to hit 500 in the next few months. It'd be a really nice goal to hit. Sony, other than that, yeah, all the best. Take care and see you in the next one.